Hi, I'm Molly Fleming, a reporter at Marketing Week, and today we're here in Chiswick at the Sipsmith distillery to talk to the brand about how they're celebrating their 10-year anniversary and their first campaign.
So Sipsmith was founded 10 years ago by two childhood friends, Sam and Fairfax, who really believed in wanting to do things the right way, the proper way. They had a real belief in things well made. They were real gin lovers, and they started Sipsmith. It wasn't as easy as you'd imagine to start a gin brand, because then when they looked into how to make it the right way, the proper way, actually they realised that you couldn't distill in small batches the way it used to be made with the traditional methods.
So, the Sipsmith founders set about trying to change the law. Previously, to deter backstreet distilling, distillers could only get licences for a still greater than 1,800 litres. But after 2 years, the pair helped overturn this. They were granted the first small-scale distilling licence for nearly 200 years and set a legal precedent that paved the way for other craft gin makers. But in 2019, the brand have vastly different challenges.
So they were leading the charge for the craft gin movement. Fast forward 10 years, whilst we've still got that pioneering spirit at the heart of everything we do, there is a plethora of craft gin brands, as well as many mainstream brands out there. So an amazing consumer choice, but actually what that's meant in our evolution is that as well as being pioneering, we're actually playing a role as a reference point within that category, so a benchmark for that London dry gin classic premium style.
However, this year Sipsmith are supercharging from a benchmark brand to a leader in its own right. So far it's introduced a new flavour, released its first TV campaign and launched a canned, ready-to-drink gin and tonic.
Now felt right in terms of having the brand campaign, the We Make Gin Not Compromises campaign with Mr. Swan, because of the life stage of the brand. So for 10 years we've grown organically, we've been the leaders of the craft gin movement, and I think there comes a time in a brand's life where it actually turbocharges, and that time is right for us now. We want to be the world's best and most loved gin, and so it feels like the time to put our foot on the gas in order to get there.
This doesn't mean the brand are changing its tried and tested tactics, however. Sipsmith uses an ecosystem of channels, including a mix of PR, social and a loyalty offering, with experiential continuing to remain at the heart of its marketing.
So we have gin tours nightly at the distillery itself. They are hosted by the distillery team. Everyone from the finance team to the marketing team, the sales team, the distillers themselves, so everyone takes a turn at hosting the gin lovers that come to enjoy the distillery tours. We really feel it's a way to tell our story in a really authentic way at the distillery where the gin is being made next to the host who's taking the tour. The most exciting thing about working at Sipsmith is the possibilities and the opportunities. We're a relatively small brand in the grand scheme of things, so there's a lot of growth to be had. It's an incredibly interesting brand to work on. It's got a real story to tell. It's authentic storytelling from the distillery itself, and you get to do it with a team that's really passionate about gin and really passionate about the business. So everybody in the distillery wants Sipsmith to succeed, and they want to produce outrageously good gin.